Hi, I'm Carrie, and this is Jared, and he asked me a question. And I said, yeah, right. So we went to the courthouse, got some paperwork, figured out where we wanted to go. Coochie coochie Ireland. Packed our bags, got our passports, and took off for my parents to meet up with my sister Kristen, my brother-in-law Matt, Allison and Jesse, my mom Sue, my dad Ken, Jared's parents Richard and Elaine, Justin, and Kate and Kyle. But they couldn't go because, well, that. So we had eggs, a lot of eggs, seriously, a lot. Made a toast, cilantro, and signed some paperwork. A lot of paperwork. Jared then tried to make a break for it. Sucker. Mailed it out and set off to Chicago for our flight. After a day of planes and hopping buses and trains, we arrived at the Ross Castle. The tower was first built in 1537 by the 12th Baron of Delvin. After the battle in 1644 reduced it to rubble, it was rebuilt in the 19th century. But history aside, she be quirky. We then headed to Oldcastle on the hunt for food and stopped for a pint of Guinness, and yes, it tastes better there. We ordered ourselves a literal box of burgers and headed back for the night. And in the morning, our hostess Jackie and her crew whipped up a home-cooked breakfast. It was Jared approved. And before we had to move on, we took a jaunt around the property, strolling and ducking down to the lake, where Mom declared it her land until Jared ruined it. Bigfoot. We then took a trip out to the Loch Crew Cairns, a group of megalithic tombs that date back to the 4th millennium BC. They say it's older than the pyramids, kind of like these two. It was neat. Then we arrived in Easkey to the Atlantic View Boutique Country House, where Jared and I decided to get married.
I promise I shall do my best to make you the happiest wife I can, through the good times and the bad. I promise I'll support you in all your dreams and aspirations, whether that means finishing that damn bus, or helping you become rich and famous so you can be my sugar mama. No matter how many thorn-covered cliffs you pitch me down, or ill-fated canoe trips you subject me to, I will love you now and forever. I'm your John, and you're my Abigail.
Aww.
Neither of us may be perfect, but we are perfect for each other.
Oh,
I should have gone first.
After a day of poking around Eastkey Castle and saying hello to a field of cows, we set off for Moyne Abbey. Which, of course, had more cows. These guys were guard cows. Urgh. Then it was off to Downpatrick, where the weather took a turn, but not our mood. The next morning, we felt adventurous and, well, weird, and set off for Sligo. We then ventured out to the Park's Castle, built in the early 15th century, where the people looked, well, sexy. Then to the Glencar waterfalls. This video does not condone murder. For our last night in Iski, a small group of us headed down to the water, Jameson and Cubans in hand, and spent the time acting like 30-year-old delinquents. It was awesome. Good night, Iski. Then it was off to Dublin. Where we took part in oysters, and the reaction to it was kind of a mixed bag. Very mixed. We then headed over to the Dublin Castle, where it was beautiful and gorgeous. And then I got sick. Really sick. I will never eat a mussel again. Ugh. But in the morning, as we headed to the airport, a little weepy-eyed and very tired, we felt content. Because this land of emerald green and rocky shores was the best trip ever. Thank you, Ireland.